Now we gotta talk about Connie's Side Effect episode 3 and 4 because I just saw it kind of blew me away because I wasn't sure the idea would continue on or keep the pressure off the characters and keep it super interesting because let's face it, keeping something sort of a thriller or interesting is difficult, but this show nails it every single time because it sort of readjusts the characters when they're feeling and asking themselves, are they doing the right thing? Especially how you set up sort of the three main leads in the series. Sort of three main leads will be basically Marshall, Francis, and Rick, because the three characters sort of became the good, the bad, and the neutral because it sort of complement each other in a way. It's almost yin and yang, sort of dealing with it like who is right, who is wrong, even that we know who's the wrong person to think of what they're doing, but actually, you kind of readjust your ideas to new information we're giving you. And this is the thing, it sort of grabs your attention because let's face it, Marshall is trying to do the right thing, trying to release this new kind of mushroom to heal everyone, but it also sort of answers some questions. Can you mass produce this? Can you actually make more or actually find to make it? And let's sort of leave more questions and answers because when he talked to his sort of teacher, his college professor, show her this sort of mushroom and it exists and how this become existence, you kind of question you if this is the right thing because automatically her teacher went mad and Marshall trying to figure out why she's losing him, why she's completely going crazy with this mushroom, that she was crazy before or the mushroom made her crazy or she just sort of burned down years and years of disappointments that she cannot do the change of the world who actually need it. And this is sort of interesting because it kind of show you doesn't matter how good or evil you really are, crazy is crazy, especially how burned you are over the years, how life kind of sets you up to fail now words, especially how Marshall reacted with her teacher quite literally shot herself till she can use the mushroom to see the true effects of this mushroom. This itself gave him the red flag to run away and sort of reschedule his ideas because he figured out, well, how you create a mushroom is because the factories or the medicine companies who make this sort of toxic waste kind of accidentally create the mushroom because how to create the mushroom is so difficult, so point accurate you have to do just to create it. You have to be close to sort of a factory. And that's sort of interesting because you're wondering that Marshall is the evil person and the factory or the medical company are the good people or vice versa. Because the more you keep watching, the more you question yourself, who am I actually following? The good person, bad person, or life is just sort of gray? And that's the thing about the show. It keeps applying question after question, especially how Marshall is starting to be sort of paranoid to compare to other right hand or the other side. You also have Rick, the CEO of the company, who's desperate enough to actually get a new product to sell their own company to make the company survive the next quarter. And that's just sort of interesting because at the very end, Rick doesn't know what's actually going on. The only thing he knows is there's a mushroom or maybe something like a new medication because he did not have the full details. Of course, before I continue on, my name is Recho. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, through reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, you like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you. Because of you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People who like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now let's keep talking about episode 3 episode 4 of a common side effect. Now let's get started. Now, Rick is a very interesting character because at the very end, he's not really evil. He's just trying to figure out, oh, let me get something done today or something. Because at the very end, he's sort of the puppet, the guy who was so blind what's actually going on, but at the same time completely useless, while her assistant, Francis, but yet he's not truly evil. He's just sort of disconnected in trying to do his job, but yet at the same time he is actually evil because he's not really looking on the stuff what's actually going on, what actually going with the company, because the company is the one who's sending basically Hitman to take down Marshall because he's the only one who has the proof to actually make more Marshall miracle workers. But Rick doesn't really understand that. He's so disconnected, but yet he's trying to do his job. He's almost completely pathetic in a way. Even you want him to be hated, you want to despise this character. He's not doing anything technically evil. He's just doing his job. And that itself is sort of interesting because you don't know, should I cheer up the guy or hit the guy? What do I think about? Because at the very end, he's not a fully evil villain or a brat. He's just stressed out, figuring out what to do next. In fact, every time he talks about the company, you kind of realize how much stress he actually really on. Like he had to quietly fire people, but he does not want to fire the good people. He want to fire people who are sort of useless or troublemakers, but yet he just feels so deflated. He's so defeated. He doesn't know what to do. Yeah, I think that's the make him sort of sympathetic. That's the reason why you don't want to truly hate him. I'm 100% sure some fans do, but it's one of those characters you can easily debate about. He's good, evil, neutral. You just don't know. In other words, and Francis, the same thing. She is technically more neutral than everybody else because she's started to realize this miracle medicine can actually do the job. Even that she has sort of issues with Marshall, that she doesn't know to believe it or not, this sort of miracle thing, this miracle Marshall, especially what happened to the house got burnt down, that she was there, she was freaking out, and sort of kind of believes Marshall to actually give some medication to his own mother because Francis has a mother who is sort of the stage of sort of losing her memories. She doesn't have the money to give to the second house that people take care of her own mother, but her insurance is not really accepting this new sort of policy. So she needs more money to actually pay the rest of the bills. But top of this, she had to deal with her boyfriend, who is maybe completely incompetent or disconnected the situation of Frances' life. On top of this, you also have Rick, her boss, keep nagging her to do things for her because it's basically her assistant. She is the assistant of Bessie Rick. But the only problem is she's seen so many different directions that you could see keep basically falling apart. She cannot take it anymore. You could feel how sympathetic you understand why she needs this medical medicine, but yet wondering that she is doing the right thing. All this medication is true. Even that she gave the medication to her mother, the cure did not activate. You just sort of curious if this medication, this mushroom, only work for some people or would be more delay or what, because you don't know the full side effect. You know it cures everything, but everything it cures always have some kind of side effect. We just don't know what happened next. But I found it fascinating that Francis started to believe Marshall, trying to understand what actually going on. In fact, she wants to hunt down Marshall and talk to him, to work with him, to make this medicine true. But they always, that one thing just keep popping out. Can you make more? If it's that possible to make more? This the ones he has is the only thing he has. On top of this, the agents who sent to hunt down Marshall to understand who is Marshall, getting more development, also wondering who is Marshall, what we actually stumble into, and wondering what we do next. Because the two agents, they always get a sort of second step behind every single time they get close. They get a sort of like a left turn outwards because they are legitimately just doing their job equally as the CEO of Rick, that he is also doing his job, and sort of wondering if the entry would do the right thing or not. Even that, they also showing sort of development with a side character who is sort of a mushroom expert who stumbled onto this miracle mushroom that can actually cure everything, but not realize what she has, just sort of confused, especially how she turned to her own house, take care of his own, I'm guessing, son or daughter. I'm not so sure the relationship, but knowing that their child has some needs that need a sort of a cure, and that sort of give you layers about the whole show. Layers questioning this mushroom can heal, but yet do you have enough? Can you make more? If you can't make more, the government will step in, remove this, or even that the whole economy will shut down. All these part of it, because a good chunk of it is basically medical. So you're wondering, this is a good thing or a bad thing? It doesn't never give you an answer. It just gives you more things to actually think about it, wondering this is actually worth it. And that's sort of fascinating because you don't disagree or agree with both sides. I agree you should make this sort of medicine and keep mass produced to give everybody who needs it, but at the same time you kind of screw up the economy and maybe destroy so many lives. And that just leaves so many questions that, do you want this? Do you not? Can it actually start wars because of this specific medication? Because let's face it, other companies who maybe attempted to steal this mushroom will start wars, wondering why you steal our product. The things go layer after layer after layer if you keep thinking about it, because let's face it, this thing just existing is still super dangerous. Not just the medical facilities. Imagine this to actually in war, people fighting, keep using mushrooms and continue fighting because no soldier will actually die. Well, this mushroom, and that's the problem. A war can never end if you have so much mushrooms, and that's the thing. This mushroom is sort of the end of all time now. Where's the one who end the human race? We just don't know, because the possibilities of this mushroom is sort of almost limitless. Of course, that's all my thoughts on you, how you felt about this two episode 3, episode 4. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.